welcome one and all to a rather rainy Old Trafford. We're here today for David Beckham's Match for Children. It'll see the former Manchester United midfielder take part in a Great Britain and Ireland team managed by Sir Alex Ferguson, who returns here, of course, to Old Trafford as well. They'll be taking on a rest of the world 11 looked after by Carlo Ancelotti. They build this game as an all-star event, and with good reason.
That's Beckham. Oh, it's in! Beckham has scored for England. Giggs, yes! Michael Owen for England, and he scored!
Still goals. Oh, yes!
That's Figo with a glorious ball.
It's Ronaldinho!
Well, that's some of the stars who you'll see on the pitch here at Old Trafford in the game. David Beckham himself has been on quite a journey to get here. I'll let him tell you all about it.
It was about helping, children all around the world, 7 different initiatives, 7 different continents. And then we came up with, obviously, the idea of the game, or the games. So it was going to be 7 games in 7 continents in 7 days. Obviously, physically, it wasn't possible to do in 7 days, but what we did do is we did it in 9 days. And it was an incredible journey, and it was a journey which was exciting for a number of reasons. You know, the reason we did this is to obviously raise as much money for the fund as possible and for UNICEF as possible, but also to shine a light on the biggest and most popular game in the world. And, you know, there's been certain negative media coverage around football over the last year or two, and I just wanted to highlight how great this game is and how it brings people together.
Well, David Beckham knows a thing or two about playing at Old Trafford. This man knows a thing or two about managing at Old Trafford. Sir Alex, lovely to talk to you. What is it like being back here again?
No comment.
Don't stitch me up.
It's good, yeah. It's great to have the lads, all the class of '92 in there, apart from Gary. And yeah, it's been good.
Does it feel the same in the dressing room? Is much about the place changed inside there?
Well, there was no team talk, so they're lucky that way. So I think the Carricker and us would love to hear your team talk.
And when you see some of those stars on the rest of the world side, if you were still in the game, would you be tempted to poach a few?
Well, I try to get a few of them in my day, yeah. Figo and Kluivert and quite a few of them. Cafu, fantastic player, Cafu. I remember we played in Milan and he was 38 at the time, and he must have covered 20 mile. He was up and down that touchline the whole day. It was fantastic. No, they've got some great players. And I think that's the attractive today, that they've represented a great cause in UNICEF, and they've turned out in force for it.
Enjoy the game. Lovely to see you back.
Ladies and gentlemen, Andrea Bocelli.
Time now then to join our commentary team for this game. It's Chris Waddle and first up, Steve Bauer.
What a warm welcome to Old Trafford in Manchester for a very special day. The Match for Children, organised by that man, David Beckham, back where it all began for him in his illustrious career. The Match for Children providing life-saving care, including protection, health and nutrition for some of the world's most vulnerable children. And some of the world's best players and indeed managers have turned up today to support Beckham on the day. Sir Alex Ferguson, who gave him his Manchester United debut, and Carlo Ancelotti, who was the manager in David Beckham's very last game as a professional for Paris Saint-Germain. Those two managers who've won everything there is to win in a game between them. Back at the Theatre of Dreams in Manchester, and in Alex Ferguson's case, back in the dugout at Old Trafford, over 2 years on from his retirement after his glittering career at Manchester United. Well, the Great Britain and Ireland squad assembled have 93 Premier League titles between them. Amongst those two, start with David Beckham today. Our former Manchester United teammates Ryan Giggs, Paul Scholes, Nicky Butt, Phil Neville and Darren Fletcher. The Chelsea captain John Terry, who succeeded Beckham as England skipper, also starts. So many of the world's best players from the last 2 decades are here. The rest of the world party include 2 former World Player of the Year winners. They're led by Beckham's former Real Madrid teammate Luis Figo. They include 4-time Champions League winner Clarence Seedorf and the 2002 World Cup winner Ronaldinho. Well, before kick-off, there will be a minute's silence to remember those who lost their lives in the tragic events that unfolded in Paris yesterday.
On the referee's whistle.
Impeccably observed. So Alex Ferguson back in the dugout at Old Trafford, and it will be the rest of the world in their blue strip to get the game underway. It will be the former strikers Patrick Kluivert and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, 2 Champions League winners in their day, to begin proceedings at Old Trafford, a footballing feast. But there will be a competitive edge. We had Nessun Dorma prior to kick-off. That evoked memories of the World Cup semi-finalist alongside me, Chris Waddle, who's looking forward to this.
I hate that song, but no, I'm only joking. It's a great song, brilliant, didn't he? And what an occasion this is. A lot of talent, obviously. They're not playing the pace what we used to see them over the years when they were great on the eye to watch. And David Beckham and his team's done a wonderful job to get so much talent here today.
Here's Paul Scholes. He has a habit of turning out in charity matches and stealing the show. First cheer of the day for David Beckham back at Old Trafford. And he was saying prior to this that the Butterflies would be just as great walking out today as they were the first time he did that 21 years ago last month in a League Cup tie here, his Old Trafford debut against Port Vale. Ryan Giggs, another huge roar as he marauds down that left-hand side. The Manchester United assistant manager to Ashley Cole. Chance for the first Beckham cross of the day, which is cleared by his former Manchester United teammate Silvestre. And then Cafu back to dispossess Cole, and the first Scholes volley of the day goes over the crossbar.
Well, he's got the technique to put that in the back of the net. He's over the years he's scored some wonderful goals, Paul Scholes, and it's been a great start to the game for the Great Britain and Ireland side. Beckham's had a lot of touches. It comes out here, look at Scholes, one thing in his mind, and he has got the technique on not that occasion.
I should point out as well that the Great Britain and Ireland team have three current Premier League players in their starting 11. Lovely control by Beckham. Silvestre with the interception. And there's one of those current players, Darren Fletcher, now of course with West Bromwich Albion. Given away by Phil Neville. One back by Fletcher. Here's Scholes. Set himself. You could see the intention. On that occasion, it didn't quite have the execution to beat Van der Sar.
Well, they're enjoying themselves at the minute. Great Britain and Ireland team. Scholes here has got the abilities, no doubt about that. Van der Sar, great goalkeeper over the years and very tall.
And so many picture book moments. This match for children was sold out in less than 4 days. Crouch. But might fancy a go. Good save from Van der Sar. Ashley Cole on the follow-up into the side netting.
He's never been renowned for his goal scoring, has he, Ashley Cole? That was a good chance, wasn't it? Great Britain and Ireland dominating the game, which you expect with the legs there. Nicky Butt, good effort. Another good save. Van der Sar tested this time low to his right. And Ashley Cole will be disappointed. He's got Crouch standing there as well for a tap-in. There's the shot again. This time they do test Van der Sar. He gets down. It's a good save, pushes it well away.
Beckham trying to find Crouch, who's onside and denied by Van der Sar. Here comes Fletcher. Silvestre stops it on the line. Well, the rest of the world are living dangerously.
Well, Peter Crouch should score first, shouldn't he? But the Van der Sar again, showed all his experience. Fantastic save.
Great Britain and Ireland team enjoying themselves. Phil Neville in an advanced position. He's done well to keep it in. Beckham to cross it in. Scholes arriving! Well, that was like winding back the years. Beckham's cross. Scholes' header. Seen that once or twice. And it's broken the deadlock with the first goal of the afternoon. And Paul Scholes finished it off.
Well, it has been coming. How many times you saw that ball coming in from David Beckham over the years on his right-hand side, wraps his foot round it. Scholes knows he's going to hit the spot. He just gambles on the near post. And it's a good header, just heads it down. Van der Sar this time, no chance. Very good header. Great ball in by David Beckham.
Well, that was a goal made and scored by the Manchester United youth team originally. Two players he gave their debuts to. And Paul Scholes, who went on to win 25 major honours in the game, as the first goal of this match for children. Now Scholes. Beckham one side, Giggs the other. He's spoilt for choice. He's chosen Giggs. And he went for goal himself.
Wasted opportunity, good counter-attack. Ryan Giggs got a smile on his face there. Well, he tried to catch the keeper out. Difficult, but he had options across the box.
Here's Fletcher. Scholes time to bring it down and flash it over the bar.
He's on a mission today, isn't he? He's got that role with number 10 role, really, so he's enjoying himself. He could have had a hat-trick easy so far.
Well, Alex Ferguson has described Paul Scholes as having the greatest ever football brain of anyone he's ever worked with. Here's Giggs. Cut out by Couteau for a Great Britain and Ireland corner. All bar Ronaldinho back to defend this for the rest of the world. Giggs to deliver it. Crouch got the first touch, and then John Terry couldn't find the target.
Typical centre-half, isn't it? Unless it's on the head, stay back. Once it's hit the ground, you might as well start running back. It's a good chance for John Terry. It's difficult, it's bounced high, he's trying to get over it.
Ronaldinho looked as though he was having his shirt pulled, then Figo! Almost.
Well, it's the first bit of, well, good opportunity they've created the rest of the world, wasn't it? And Ronaldinho has not really been on the ball up. Figo gives a 1-2, great strength, great layoff. He just puts his foot round it, tries to place it in that corner. It just goes way to the post.
Figo, who won 4 league titles in Spain, 4 league titles in Italy. Champions League with Real Madrid. Here's Ronaldinho. Oh, what about that? Oh, it's a shame it won't count because the offside flag is up. But that was exquisite from Ronaldinho.
Well, that's what you come to these games for. When his name's on the team sheet, you expect things like this. He gets a little bit of good fortune, but looking one way, look, he's looking to the right. Unfortunately, Clive here, who just drifts offside. Look, he gets a little bit of good fortune there, but look, he starts looking the other way. See you later. And it's a great finish. Unfortunately, he's offside.
As the old adage is, you cannot teach that. Neatly done by Crouch. Beckham's encouraged to shoot. Still no golden goal on his golden day.
Well, as you say, he's very much encouraged to shoot. He had Neville on the outside, he could have rolled it. Never troubled the goal.
I'll tell you something, Great Britain and Ireland get a penalty. You won't need to email in to guess who's taking it.
Paul Scholes.
Beckham on the left-hand side. Last minute of the first half. Here's Scholes. Trying to slide in Crouch, who's offside. Won't count. A smart finish. But the flag was already up.
Yes, he was offside. We've got a good view from up here. Linesman sticks his flag up very quickly. Yeah, he's a good 2 yards offside, and it's a good finish.
He's a teammate of David Beckham at 2 World Cup finals with England. And that is the last action of this first half, the match for children. And it is Great Britain and Ireland who have the lead. Edwin van der Sar has kept the score down, but he was beaten after 13 minutes by Paul Scholes' header, delivered to him by a David Beckham right-footed cross. It's been entertaining, but the rest of the world are hanging in there at half-time in the match for children at Old Trafford. It is Great Britain and Ireland 1, rest of the world 0.
Rich, what's that first half been like out there? The weather doesn't look the best.
Well, I think the weather is not the most important today. I think the cause that we are here is the most important after the difficult and hard day that we have yesterday. So I think it's a pleasure to me to be part of this game and try to raise as much funds as possible for the kids.
It's like the old days. Neville back to Beckham, Beckham in, Scholes header, 1-0 Manchester United, or Great Britain and Ireland, should we say?
Yeah, I mean, obviously you don't lose that class, and Scholes has got that timing, and Bex has got that delivery, so we've seen it so many times that it's second nature.
David Beckham's managed to get a huge array of sporting stars here, hasn't he?
Well, David deserves everything good. I think he's a fantastic person. He's a very good friend, so I'm really happy for him.
Are you having a word with your players, because you seem to be the much busier goalkeeper in that first half?
Yeah, I think they have to fit a squad. When we're lined up, it looked like a Premier League team, to be fair, with Terry as your goal, Darren Fletcher, those kind of guys. So I think they're cheating a little bit.
Some things never change. Phil Neville still getting in trouble for not tracking back, I spotted.
Yeah, I mean, the legs aren't what they used to be for all of us. So yeah, it's a much bigger pitch than I can remember.
We've had a substitution at half-time in terms of the referee. The Premier League official Anthony Taylor has replaced Pierluigi Collina. A couple of changes on each side as well, including both goalkeepers. David Seaman, the former England and Arsenal goalkeeper, now playing for Great Britain and Ireland. That's run back by Fletcher. Crouch from range. And Ray van der Hau, the former Manchester United goalkeeper, with his first save.
Brilliant. That looked easy, didn't he? It stuck as well. He didn't push it away. It was a good strike by Peter Crouch.
Ronaldinho. First time touch to Figa. Ronaldinho's at it again. Now can he finish it off? Seaman got a touch, and it was an important one.
Well, the game now has really dropped its pace, and it's suiting Ronaldinho. He's finding little holes, little pockets where he's picking the ball up, and they're not closing them down as quick now. So he's starting to show all them skills which we've seen over the years.
A little bit of history between these two, of course. Ronaldinho and David Seaman goes back to the World Cup quarter-final of 2002, when Ronaldinho scored past David Seaman, who was caught off his line, the goal that took Brazil and not England into those semi-finals. Here's York, who captained Trinidad and Tobago at a World Cup, and he's got the rest of the world a free kick.
Old Trafford substitution for Great Britain and Ireland, replacing number 9, Peter Crouch.
And that is going to be the cue to introduce Michael Owen to replace Peter Crouch. Michael Owen, who scored 40 times in 89 England appearances. He's in the red today, where he was so successful for Liverpool, and of course he came on as a substitute. His best ever moment in a Manchester United shirt at this ground, to score a Derby Day winner against Manchester City. Will it be the same result? Here comes Ronaldinho. Couldn't test Seaman on that occasion. And the conversation continues.
Not this time, he's saying. I think David Seaman had that covered as well.
Might have been over 13 years ago, but it's still in their mind. Superb ball to Beckham. Assessing the situation, David Beckham. He's looking for Scholes' run. And then Owen. It's Michael Owen. 2-0. The former England teammates embrace. Michael Owen has a goal on his return to Old Trafford. And Great Britain and Ireland have doubled their advantage.
I think Phil Neville would add words to David Beckham. He made a 60-yard run on the overlap. Wouldn't give him it. He picked Scholes up at the far post. It's a great pullback. A little bit of good fortune, Owen, but the finish eventually is a good finish. Just pops up there. It's a good volley. It's in it. Good touch by Scholes. Guerrero just can't get a flight of the ball, and that's a good finish by Michael Owen.
Just look what it means to still, when given the opportunity, find the back of the net. The 35-year-old gives Great Britain and Ireland a 2-goal cushion. Here's Figo. Round Sol Campbell. Dwight York tried to give it him back. Figo still going. Terrific block from Ashley Cole, and it needed to be. Nearly a moment of magic from Figo.
Yes, Figo. This is what we used to see years and years ago. So Campbell just kind of doesn't know which way he's going to go. And again, they've tried to walk it in. Good block by Ashley Cole.
Scholes. Trying to play the 1-2 with Owen. Neville. Almost able to find Paul Scholes. York. Trying to feed Donovan, onside. Back to Dwight York. 2-1. Dwight York, who scored 65 times for Manchester United, has the first goal of the day for the rest of the world, and they've managed to reduce the deficit for Carlo Ancelotti's team.
What a very good goal as well, wasn't it? Great ball by him. This is a great pullback by Donovan. York puts him in. You think he's going to square it across the goal. He's got options in the box. Everybody thinks he's going across the 6-yard box. Great pullback, and that's a wonderful finish by Dwight York. Passes it into net, doesn't blast it. Side foot, opens himself up, and just passes it bottom corner.
Another goal scorer, enjoying the moment. A man who was so prolific in Manchester United's treble-winning season. 29 goals that year. As the former Portuguese international once more. Ronaldinho, tricks and flicks beginning to become more evident here. York. Kluivert. What a goal that would have been. The former Dutch international denied by David Seaman.
Well, Ronaldinho's coming up his own now, isn't he? Figo's shown some great touches as well, I would say. The game's really stretched.
Now this is a moment which will be very proud for David Beckham, because Beckham is going to replace Beckham. First of all, the former England captain is going to get a standing ovation on his return to Old Trafford, including from his previous manager. What a moment. Father hugs son. As Brooklyn Beckham, 16 and a half years of age, wearing number 7, he's not 17 till March, will get 15 minutes at Old Trafford.
Well, what an occasion for him. He's got the ball now.
Talk about trying to follow in your father's footsteps. He's playing on the right, and there's his cross. And that was a bit like that.
Yeah, he actually runs like him and everything, doesn't he? If he'd play like him, he'll have a wonderful career, won't he? Yeah, he's done well. He's come on there and look at the shape and everything. Look, clips it to the far post.
Ashley Cole. Owen's off and running here. Scholes has found him, and Brooklyn Beckham is in space. He was trying to find Scholes at the back post.
Well, he did everything right. It was a great move. He just couldn't pull it back enough for Scholes to tap it in.
Suffice Nice to say there's a few tired legs out there at the moment. But here come the rest of the world with Ronaldinho. Tried to step inside Sol Campbell.
There was no way he was ever going to shoot. He's got to make it look good. Well, it was too easy for him to run in the box and pull the trigger and score. So Sol Campbell knew that. You could see, he's going to do a trick on us here. So he just blocks him off. He still smells it hole.
Well, he's not finished yet, because David Beckham is coming back on. Sol Campbell is departing. His former England teammate looks a little reluctant to leave the pitch. And Beckham will play with his son at Old Trafford for the final 8 minutes. And I'll tell you something, Chris, in all that he's achieved in his glittering career, that moment will be right up there with them.
Oh, definitely. And he's passed the ball in. We'll give him it back.
Really give him a telling off. Went straight back to Dad. Can anyone else play?
Grab the ball back.
And as it went to another player, the boos went round Old Trafford. That's off the head of Hierro. And Great Britain and Ireland have a corner.
Young Brooklyn's going to take the corner because David Beckham just pointed to him and went, yeah, go on, you can have it.
There's been a few of these practiced in the garden in the Beckham household. Is there an end product? Can he cross it to his dad? He can! All that practice almost came off.
That was a good delivery. David Beckham gets up very, very well. Stand and jump. Just can't get it on the target.
Now imagine that. Crossed by Beckham, headed in by Beckham. David Beckham. Kept in by Cole. Oh, Van der Haar. And Owen is it. You never lose that poacher's instinct. Mistake by Ray Van der Haar. And Michael Owen alive to the situation to get his second at the Stretford end, and Great Britain and Ireland's third.
Yeah, again, a lot of time on the ball. Comes across in the far post. Ashley Cole squares it. And, as you see here, he's got all the time, space, ball in, and he fizzes it across. It's Raymond van der Houwer, this one. And Michael Owen, as you said, goal scorers just seem to think, you know, they're just getting them areas. Look, he's anticipated, and he gets his reward. And the goalkeeper's got to put his hand up here. Oh, dear me.
Great Britain and Ireland 3, the rest of the world 1. Just cannot take away that steely professionalism that got these players to the very top of the game. Beckham Jr. Scholes. Encouraged to shoot. He's gone for the chip. Almost a Paul Scholes special.
Well, he tried it first half with Van der Sar, didn't he? He didn't get any luck. Van der Sar read it and caught it quite comfortably, but this time looks like he's a great disguise on it. It does look like he's going to put power in it, and he just dinks it. And again, if it comes back off the bar, that would be a hat-trick, would it be, for Michael Owen?
Well, we've seen some great entertainment and some terrific touches. Here's the one more left. Ronaldinho. Seaman was beaten.
Well, look at David Seaman, look at him as if to think, you're not going to do it again. You've had your whatever years you've had on that last one. I don't want another one. But you're right, Steve, we saw something, he has the quality he's got. Just digs it out with his feet, look, little clip. You just don't know what he's going to do, Ronaldinho, and there's the final whistle.
Terrific afternoon's entertainment. Sir Alex Ferguson's return to the dugout at Old Trafford is a winning one. Great Britain and Ireland, led by David Beckham, have won the game by 3 goals to 1. Paul Scholes in the first half, and then Michael Owen on as a substitute with 2 goals in the second. And another former Manchester United player on the score sheet at the other end in Dwight York. Played in magnificent spirit, and those 2 managers with 5 Champions League successes between them have seen an afternoon of high quality for a terrific cause that has finished Great Britain and Ireland 3, rest of the world 1.
When David Beckham picks up the phone and says, would you like to come to Manchester and play in a charity game, does anybody say no?
Oh, well, if the agenda allows it, we always support each other. Many of our generation are doing good things around the globe, and we always try to support each other when it's possible.
A night like this, the result doesn't really matter, but a few players are a bit annoyed to have lost 3-1 out there.
Yeah, of course, but
they're competitive, Carlo.
I told them to play away was not bad, 3-1.
You'll take the away goal.
Yeah, exactly.
Phil, a victory. What was the performance like out there?
Well, I thought we played really well. I think the main worry is whether we were going to have any players left, because everyone just kept going down with calf strains, but it was a fantastic day. I think you forget how good it is actually playing football again when you get back out there. There's a bit of rivalry, there's a bit of aggression, and I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Mikel, were you robbed there?
Yeah, we were. I think Colina had an envelope before the game. I'm not sure, but that's the Italian way. You never know.
Phil, it seemed to be the old Manchester United way for that first goal. You back to Beckham, Beckham into Scholes, and 1-0.
Well, it was definitely the cross and the header. The timing of the run from Scholes was fantastic, but the way that obviously Beck just put it on a sixpence, I think you forget how good these players were. Scholes is unbelievable, and the quality from David Beck. I don't see another player in world football at the moment cross the ball like that, so it was great. And but you see people like Ronaldinho and Figo on the ball, and it's not nice being a defender as well.
Let's bring in two-goal hero Michael Owen. Michael, come and join us here. Thank you very much. Phil, talk about man of the match performance, do you think?
I think so. Yeah. Well, to be fair, come on, he does what he does, and he scores goals.
Michael, still got it?
Well, I don't know about got it. I still have an instinct, put it that way. I think I know where the ball's going to go, but it's just whether my legs can take me there. That's the problem.
Did you enjoy being back at Old Trafford? You got a lovely reception when you came on.
Yeah, I mean, I had 3 really enjoyable years here, and obviously I wasn't at my best at the end of my career. When my career started well, and then gradually probably petered off, but I still have a lot of time for this place. 3 years here, met a lot of good people, a lot of good friends, and obviously these boys have been here a lot longer than me, and it is a special club.
Must be quite nice for David to have a bit of Beckham to Beckham, back to Beckham at the end as well, with Brooklyn coming on.
Yeah, I actually thought Brooklyn played better than David, to be fair. At least he trapped back, so no, it was nice. I think it was a little personal touch at the end. Obviously Brooklyn loves playing football, and it was nice for him to experience what a great occasion.
Mikel, I've got to ask you as well about what happened in Paris last night. There was a beautifully observed minute silence before the game. Everyone's thoughts with the poor people of Paris at this moment.
Yeah, of course, it's a disaster. You know, it was an horrific evening for us in Paris, and the whole world witnessed, and it was great to have the support. Now we have to grieve our dead and hope for the best.
Well, let's finish tonight by having a chat with the man who put it all together. David, what was that experience like for you?
It was incredible. You know, obviously I'm very proud of, you know, what we've achieved today. You know, we set off 10 days ago to play 7 games on 7 continents in 9 days. It was always going to be a challenge. This was obviously the game that all the other games were centred around, and it couldn't have gone any better than obviously what it has tonight. It's such a special occasion. I want to thank the fans for coming out and supporting, you know, the charity and children around the world. I want to thank the managers, the players, all the staff, everyone that's been involved in this incredible journey. It's been a special day. You know, one thing I do want to say is I want to, on behalf of myself, the managers, the players, the fans and everyone around the world, we pass our condolences on to the people that have lost loved ones in Paris. You know, it's a devastating situation, and one that is obviously, you know, it's upset and hurt many people. So we all pass our condolences on to the people that have lost loved ones.
For those that don't remember, David, that's where you finished your career, a city you enjoyed being in, and it's horrifying to think what happened yesterday.
I mean, it is. You know, obviously, I've got so much love for Paris and as a city anyway. You know, I played my 100th game there for England. I finished my career there with PSG. It's a special place, and obviously, you know, these things happen all over the world, and it's devastating to see. So, you know, we want to, like I said, we pass our condolences on to people that have lost a lot of loved ones.
And in terms of tonight's game, Was it a comfortable victory in the end?
Yeah, I mean, it's never comfortable when you've got players like Cafu and Figo and Ronaldinho on the field, because they can do many things. But you know, I never had the chance to play with some of these players, but fortunately I did play with some of these players. You know, players like Cafu I played against, but to be on the same field as him is incredible. And to be on the same field with all of these players, you know, they've given up their time to come and pay support to a great cause, and it means so much, not just to me. You know, I'm just a player out there that obviously is an ambassador of UNICEF. You know, I'm very proud to be part of an organisation that does so much for young children around the world. But you know, today was special.
There's a bit of winding back the clock there as well. Neville to Beckham, cross, Scholes 1-0.
Yeah. I mean, it's usually Gary doing the overlaps and not getting the ball, but it was Phil's turn tonight. But no, you know, it was a special night. You know, playing out there, having the manager in the changing room, me setting the goal up for Scholes. You know, it never gets old. It always, I always think that I need to impress the manager to try and get another contract.
Even tonight?
Yeah, I'm always going to think that. My mentality is, you know, I love the game and I love Manchester United and I love playing here. And I always think, even at 40 years old, you know, maybe there's another chance, but you know, I don't think so.
Well, there might be another chance for a Beckham, because your son Brooklyn was out there as well, and you were able to join him for the last 10 minutes of the game.
I wasn't meant to join him, but obviously Sol came off with an injury, and the manager was like, do you fancy going back on, but not at centre-half? So he put a smudger at centre-half and me into midfield. But, you know, having Brooklyn out there is special. Special for a few reasons. You know, one of my lasting memories at Manchester United is winning the Premiership and walking around with Brooklyn at 18 months old. So to see him now, 16, walk onto the field, it's you know, it's a special moment. But then obviously to go back on there and to pass the ball to my son, it's you know, it might never happen again. So it's special.
Well, congratulations on pulling the game off. Same again next year.
We'll see.
Just a reminder that our normal football output is back next Saturday after the international break.